Hello everyone! We've just got back from watching The Muppets. It is a what would you say, guys?
Reboot.
It's not really a reboot, it's like a
Bring it back for the next generation.
it's a bringing back of The Muppets to the big
classic.
screen. And it's
Family fun.
old school Muppets. It's not like the Muppets in space and all that sort of crap that was just rubbish. It's more like the Muppet movie and the Great Muppet Caper and the classic Muppets.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
We're trying to get the old gang back together again.
We haven't done this in a long time.
Your fans never left you. The world hasn't forgotten.
Sure, it's impossible, but we've got to try. It's time to play the music.
It's time to light the lights.
It's time to meet the Muppets.
Alright, so it's about a young Muppet, Walter, who grows up with his human brother. Don't ask me how. And he discovers the Muppets in his youth and is obsessed with them, and they travel to LA to go to Muppet Studios, which is all run down and the Muppets have disbanded. And they find out that the bad guy in the movie, Mr. Richman, is buying the Muppet Studio to knock it down and dig for oil. So then the Muppets band back together in order to save the studio.
Gotta come up with $10 million though.
$10 million. So they reinvent the Muppet Show as a Muppet telethon to raise $10 million.
Come on, guys, let's go! Wow, I can't believe we're all back together. Yeah!
Sorry, I was super excited.
What do we think,
I
guys?
think it was pretty good.
I loved it.
I
don't know.
Excellent.
I wasn't included in this one, guys. I'm
I
offended.
laughed a lot.
You laughed a lot?
Yep.
Yeah.
So did I.
Yep. And I laughed so much I got leaky face.
Which is funny for a puppet to say.
For the unenlightened, that is crying.
Because it was so funny.
Well, I was a little bit disappointed with Fozzie's voice. I really was.
Why?
Frank Oz should have been involved.
Well, you can't make someone be involved.
I know, but when you change your voice, it's a
Oh,
pretty
come
big
on.
deal.
I didn't
But-
notice so much.
They could have kidnapped him like they did Jack Black.
True, true.
Sent Miss Piggy on him.
Look, I am not a huge Muppets fan.
Me neither.
I've never really got into it
I am.
crazily.
Love it.
But this movie was fantastic. It was really,
Awesome.
really, really entertaining. It was fantastic.
It's
Get out
what
of my
you
ear.
call a good old-fashioned family movie.
Yeah, it is the definition of family entertainment because it really is. I think it would bring back a lot of memories to people probably a little bit older than me. And there were a lot of kids in the audience when we went, and they were laughing through the whole thing.
A lot of the parents too were laughing a lot.
Yeah.
And I love that cute little kid behind us, totally cacking himself. Made me laugh more.
Muppets have always been about artistic integrity, not cheap tricks. Check it out. Bike shoes.
This is going to be a really short movie.
This movie, however, I found to be quite emotional.
Yeah.
There was quite a few times where you feel the ups and downs like they do in this one, which I never found with the Muppets previously.
You can relate to them.
Yeah.
The storyline was that
Yeah.
most people could relate.
Yeah.
Not fitting in and
Yeah.
you don't know where your own home is and yeah.
Yeah,
That's very good.
and I think that's the difference between this one and previous Muppet movies.
Yep.
Is that the storyline was more relatable this time. Like
Yeah.
with stuff like the Great Muppet Caper, how many of us can relate to banding together to steal a Hope Diamond? Like,
Yeah, definitely, mate. I did that last
Yeah.
weekend.
Look, you were all extras, all right?
Last weekend.
Oh, look, what's that over there? Oh, what? Ow. Ow.
Throw me over.
I think that's an electric fence. It's an electric fence.
Yep.
I loved all the songs too.
Yeah.
They made you want to sing along and bop along. Some seriously get stuck in your head.
Phenomenal.
Look, I will admit that I think I've probably seen maybe 3 episodes of The Muppet Show. And that's it. I've only ever seen about 3 episodes. I've seen the movies, but the actual Muppet Show, which is this is really about, I've only probably seen 2 or 3 episodes. And even when it started on this movie, and they started doing the opening for the Muppet Show, you know, the "It's time to start the music, it's time to light the lights." When that started and they were all coming out and finding little spots, it was like, oh, it's like, oh my God, the Muppets are back.
I don't care what anybody says. I believe in you. And you.
It was awesome. It was amazing. The storyline was fantastic. I think Jason Segel and Amy Adams, I think they did a fantastic job of being believable with the Muppets. And I think that's been a problem with some of the actors that have been involved in the past, is that, you know, you kind of get the sense that they're talking to something fake. Whereas Jason Segel, we all know, is a big Muppets fan, and it was because he likes the Muppets that this movie even got made. And that shows. You could tell he was just loving being on the set. He was loving being there with the Muppets, and that really added to it, I think.
I think I'm in love with him.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you guys the Muppets?
Yeah.
Hey! I'm a Muppet.
Anyway, what would you like to add? You're the big Muppet fan.
Nothing. I think we covered it all. It's all pretty good.
You've really got nothing else
No,
to say.
it's awesome. Just go and see it.
That's shocking.
It was a nice surprise, because a lot of the time when they remake old stuff, it's really not that good. You think, why the hell did you bother? But this was a very nice surprise.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
And that's the thing for me as well. Not being a huge Muppets fan, I sort of went, oh yeah, it should be alright. Like, you know, I'm not really expecting much.
Yeah, I was very, very surprised. Like, I was hoping that it would be good, but had doubt. And it was just awesome.
I was blown away. I really, really found it to be
I'll agree with that.
a really entertaining movie. And yeah.
I'm going to see it again.
And I think I will probably go and see it again too, because I really loved it.
You think we should have rented a bigger car?
Well, I'd give it a 5, but I only have 4 fingers. Does that matter?
Maybe we should make it out of 4.
Okay. 5.
I'll give it 4.5.
4.5. I'm going to give it a 4. And
Really?
that might be the highest score I've ever given any movie.
Okay.
Muppets. It looks like the joke's about to be on them.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were reciting some sort of an important plot point.
I'd like to thank my Muppet co-hosts for today. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Mana. Mana.
There's no movie like a Muppet movie. Jason Segel, Amy Adams, Kermit the Frog, and Miss Piggy.
Ow, that hurt!